Let's start again. What the hell?
Welcome to WreckCon!
How are y'all doing? Welcome back to episode 0.5, or episode 1.5 maybe.
It's not even one. Why is it one? Why did we skip one?
Okay, episode 0.7. It makes you happy.
0.6, because there might be a 0.99, and then there's one.
0.69. No, this is a...
This is a terrible first take.
All right. Welcome back to the WreckCast, episode 0.6. How are you doing, Trey?
I'm doing.
Right, I'm Azeez. I'm a chief deputy of WreckCon.
You know, I really look forward to the day that these are going to be released.
Yeah, we got Trey over
It'll
here.
be like way down the line. But hi, I'm Trey. I'm the vice president of WreckCon. How do you do?
I'm Azeez. I'm one of the chief deputies of WreckCon.
He's my deputy.
Yeah, I'm your deputy.
You're my deputy.
Thank you.
Every time I look in his eyes, I tell him he's my deputy.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to say it like that. You're my deputy.
What the But yeah, we're WreckCon. We're a new convention here at Georgia Tech.
We do
Our first
WreckCons.
time was this year. We got about 1,200 people to show up.
1,200 plus.
1,200
I
plus,
thought.
which is crazy because first year we thought it was going to be like 5 people.
Oh yeah, first year, by the way. Yeah, that we thought, me and Smarin's the president of WreckCon as it stands currently, kind of like the originator of the idea of the.
It's my dad also.
Yeah. He's everyone's dad. He's everyone's communal dad. Like everyone knows Smarin as his dad or as their dad. But what was I talking about?
I was brought on slightly later than Trey was.
Oh yeah.
No, we were not expecting.
How were you brought on?
How was I brought on?
Yeah, because I don't actually know that.
So I am an officer of a D&D club, Dungeons and Dragons.
Bro, that's
club.
crazy.
I love Dungeons and Dragons. My
He
favorite
loves them
thing.
dragons.
And Smarin was also president of Dungeons and Dragons. He's not anymore. He's moved on to WreckCon. But he asked a lot of the club officers, "Hey, would you be willing to help with WreckCon?"
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Of course." And now here I am recording this podcast, WreckCast.
Anyway.
I was part of D&D Club. He brought me on. It's been a wild ride so far.
A wild ride.
A wild ride, yeah. It's everybody on the WreckCon team pretty much is new to like the convention organization space.
No one's done this before.
Yeah, no one has done this
Yeah,
before.
I don't know if you knew this, but like throwing a convention is not that common. In fact, Smarin, his way to get me into the you don't really know how I got involved.
Well, how I know the story goes is that he texted you like, "Hey, you're SGA guy, right?"
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Okay, WreckCon."
That's kind of exactly how it happened. So yeah, it was late night on Discord, and then Smarin was like, "Hey, you're the SGA Arts Committee chair, right?" SGA is Student Government Association.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I mean, for people who don't know, I say it all the time, and people are like, "What is that?" So, anyway, so he texted me on Discord, my main method of communication with my peers, and he was like, "Yeah, so we have this idea for throwing a convention," and I was like, "All right, I love it." And then he was like, "So how do we do that?" And I was like, "What? I don't know." But I didn't tell him that. So I was like, "All right, here's what you do, because you need to like come up with like a budget." I had no idea what I was doing at this point. I'm gonna be real.
No, I don't think anybody did for like.
No. So I got in that server and I looked around and I was like, "This is the most disorganized project I've ever seen in my life."
Well, I mean, we're Georgia Tech students. What do you expect, really?
Immediately, I took the reins and I was like, "All right, you guys need to come up with a budget," and they did that relatively quick. And I was like, "Cool." Next thing is make a paper that kind of is a proposal. So like that happened, and then I was like, "Cool, I'll leave it to you guys." And then Smarin was like, "Wait, help us get budget first." And I was like, "All right." So I went around with Smarin talking to people, and eventually I was like, "All right, this idea is cool." So it grew on me as I was doing that. So as we were going and looking for a budget for these groups of students who wanted to throw a convention, I grew attached to WreckCon, and now I'm the vice president.
There we go.
Yeah.
We've. Speaking of talking to people, we've gotten a lot of help around WreckCon. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You'd think that the convention space is super competitive as is. It's already so, I want to say, saturated.
Well, I mean, honestly, I thought there'd be more conventions in Georgia.
There's a lot.
I
feel like there's so many that you just don't know.
But here's the thing: they all happen in Atlanta.
That's true.
So we live in Atlanta at Georgia Tech.
Atlanta.
We do be living in Atlanta or near it. So like South Georgia, no idea what's going on up here because Georgia's a big state when you think about it. So anyway, it just seems like, you know, there's a lot that's accessible to us. Like we can just go down the road and boom, there's another con. But I thought there would be more around the state, but it always happens in Atlanta. And I mean, it makes sense for why.
Yeah, you know, like thinking about the demographics of the people that would come to convention, like going to like, you know, some like random suburbia outside of Athens. You know, we're not expecting a convention, no, but it's a crazy city. You know, it has a lot of cons. It has a lot of
You have the big three, right? You got Dragon Con, you got MomoCon, and then you got, what's the one I'm forgetting?
WreckCon.
What's the actual one? Anime Weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's an anime? And it makes sense why there was a big anime presence at our
And then there's also Atlanta Comic Con, which is, speaking of Atlanta Comic Con.
Yeah, that is.
So, you know how we were just talking about how every con is so friendly and nice?
They didn't necessarily. They didn't necessarily do anything to us.
Yeah, they didn't do anything
but
to us.
It kind of was like, bro, what the f?
No, it's kind of like, you know when like, you know, you have a friend and then like, you know, listen.
Okay, yeah, I'm listening.
You know somebody, right? And then like this friend comes to you and they're like, dang, I hate this guy now. And now you, having never met this other guy, you're like, yeah, well, I hate him too now.
So just like mutual hate?
Yeah, that's kind of like our experience with Atlanta Comic Con.
Do you want to explain what happened?
So WreckCon, right? We picked the date like months in advance.
Yeah, not a year, but like almost.
Yeah, several months in advance.
Yeah.
And Atlanta Comic Con, like 3 months. So, okay, like basically like in like January of like 2023 or something. I don't remember when. They moved the date up for Atlanta Comic Con by 3 months. And it just so happened that date was also the date for WreckCon that we had set out like many months earlier.
You can't make that up. Like,
so,
it was the exact date too. It was like, boom, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we were
literally
like, that's literally the day we opened too. Like, what the f?
We were freaking out. Like,
well, so were everyone that was going to that con, because everyone was like, you know, who buys...
Exactly, yeah. Tickets.
They bought tickets expecting to go to the con 3 months later, and then you move it up 3 months, and people are like, I didn't take vacation day, or like, dude, what? My schedule doesn't do that. And then also, it turns out, a lot of their vendors kind of like dipped like day 2, because they were like, this is not the turnout I was expecting. But all of our vendors at WreckCon were like, wow, we sold out. This is great. This is awesome.
No, Atlanta Comic Con was there. And it was crazy because we had a ton of people that went to Atlanta Comic Con.
Yeah.
And then they were like, dang, this sucks. And then they came to WreckCon.
For how much they paid? Yeah.
Yeah, this is gas.
And then they come to this free convention and they're like,
and it's like,
why is this better? Why is this better than Atlanta Comic Con?
Yeah, it is crazy.
It's not a hate towards Comic Con. It's just like, yeah, it really is just like a, dude, why did they do that?
Yeah, I mean,
that was a terrible
who knows?
decision.
Honestly, I have so much sympathy, and I don't even have.
They should have just issued refund.
I have so much like sympathy for everybody who has ever worked in like a volunteer.
Well, if we moved WreckCon, we would have issued refunds.
Dude, good one.
WreckCon's a free convention.
Good for us.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, honestly, it's like I really don't. There's so many things that could have been going on behind the scenes. And you think for like a con of that scale.
Well, how big is Comic-Con roughly? Because I don't even know. It's been a while since I've been.
Atlanta
Comic-Con, sorry.
It's got to be like...
Reed's pulling up the numbers for us.
He's pulling up the numbers. He's like a guy behind the screen.
He is the guy behind the...
It's got to be like at least, several thousand.
It's not like MomoCon, because MomoCon was like 80.
Yeah, MomoCon is
80,000 was like MomoCon. It wasn't?
I think it hit 6 digits.
Oh, it hits 6?
Okay, they hit 6 digits.
Wow.
So you were...
WreckCon coming soon.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Speaking of, I don't think that convention hall is going to be able to, withhold all of WreckCon's energy.
Yeah. No, it's crazy how much MomoCon gave us in terms of just attendance and help.
That email that they sent out, I think, really bolstered the numbers.
No, they really...
I was dumb. 48K.
48K for Atlanta Comic Con?
Okay, so he lied to us. MomoCon has...
So I was
48K.
I was close.
Literally half the number he said, but that's okay. No, I forgive you, Reed.
Thank you.
I don't.
Okay, but
Atlanta Comic Con would have had 17K.
okay, Atlanta
17K.
Comic had 17,000. So
we had 1,200, so that's like what, a 20, like a little more than 20th. So we
Yeah.
had like 6-7% of their number,
Way,
and we're free.
No, it is crazy the amount of people we got to show up. At one point, we even we were fully expecting day before ReckCon to turn out to be like 5 people standing in a room, like talking about like Pokemon cards or something.
Yeah, me and Smart, how did I mention who Smart is? Yeah. So
President of ReckCon.
President of ReckCon,
Chief Dad.
and really the originator of the idea of ReckCon as a convention. But essentially, I was talking to him, and both me and him thought we had 2,000 people sign up for tickets, and we were like, "There's no way," because that all of them are going to show because they're just getting free tickets. Like you can just get a free ticket and then not actually go. I mean that happens all the time. Yeah. So we were thinking like somewhere around the range of 600, 500 people. Yeah, no, they doubled that, and we were like, wow. We both had like crazy anxiety about this idea not working out, but it was a really, really, really good success.
Yeah, so. Even at one point we had we had Super Smash Bros. They ran a tournament in one of the rooms. And at one point, it got so crowded in the room for Smash that the police had to pull Trey aside and tell him that literally it was like a public health hazard.
Yeah, it's a public health hazard for this room to be shoulder to shoulder. There was like 80 people in this room that was already full of table, like the setups and stuff. And the air conditioning wasn't working on top of that. So it was like 85 degrees as soon as you walked in. And God, the body odor from all these Smash players.
Yeah,
it was insane. So I had to tell people, we actually gave them another room.
Yeah, it was still
pretty full, but it was manageable. The air conditioning could keep up at that point, but still, it was kind of crazy to see that turn out for a game that's been out for like, I don't know how long Smash has been out. It's 2018, I want to say.
Dude,
something like that.
Anyway, I know, but
I was surprised. I didn't know Smash really still goes.
No, and we had like one of the biggest things was the Smash tournament. Like we did top 5 like as a big event on the main stage.
Speaking of, well, I guess not really speaking of big things, the Rage Room shutting down like the Smash tournament itself because there was a person in the Smash tournament that was in our Rage Room. A Rage Room, if you guys don't know, is a small room in which you can go and break stuff for about 15 minutes.
Fully, wearing safe clothing and all.
Yeah. PPE.
Yeah, PPE.
PPE.
Yeah, emphasis on the first
PP.
two.
You wear PP, and then you get to go in the room and you get to smash the stuff.
Yeah, break apart.
Break. I mean, what else could you want? The formation of that Rage Room gave me rage that the Rage Room cannot relieve.
I wanted to break many things, including the Rage Room.
The Rage Room being the biggest thing that I want to break.
We literally built that like from scratch. Like the Rage Room that we had,
it's like Home Depot parts.
Yeah, it was like literally we had a bunch of like plywood planks that we just built like a
We didn't even come up with the idea. It was Dramatech.
Yeah,
we outsourced the Rage Room.
We outsourced the Rage Room. Like we literally hired them on as like architects or something.
And they made the diagram.
And then we came in, we built the thing, and it was horrible.
It was not really.
I think people liked it.
People liked it. Like the people who went in it, they loved it.
Dude, the return on investment, bro.
Yeah, the ROI is like for 15 minutes, and you got maybe 40 people in there throughout the entirety of the con, in which 1,200 plus people came. It was really the great, and there was no like reservation system. It was like you get in line.
Exactly.
So if you want to stand in line, go ahead.
And I think the Rage Room, honestly, was like literally, I think for the convention, the Rage Room was the highest like effort put into like
actually getting nothing out of it.
That ratio was it was crazy.
It was if you think about it in terms of, all right, how much planning did we actually do for their vendors, and how much planning did we actually do for the panels in the Smash tournament? There's like none compared to the Rage Room, and the Rage Room had far less reaching effects. So I'm thinking we like do a bonfire or something like that Rage Room, because it's just nothing but wood. And right now,
a bonfire in Tech Green, dude. Let's burn down the campus.
And right now, it's just sitting in the.
This is a joke.
Yeah, we're not doing that. But right now, it's just sitting in the Howie Physics building, and it's a fire hazard there. So
we gotta move that.
Yeah, now you gotta move it again.
But Magic the Gathering, a slow trickle, but definitely got up. Smash was, as we talked about, insane. Cosplay contest. We had a cosplay.
Oh my
contest.
gosh,
That
the
was
cosplay
crazy.
contest.
Oh,
I think
man.
that had the biggest
Yeah.
turnout, and there was some really great cosplays. In fact, there was cosplays that I recognized after WreckCon when I went to MomoCon because we had a table there. We advertised WreckCon there. There were some cosplays that I saw there, and I was like, hey, they went to WreckCon.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, it's the same dude. Look at him in his Cloud Stripe uniform.
Dude, and the quality of cosplays.
Oh my gosh.
God, it was insane.
Yeah, you can't even.
We had like we did a cosplay contest on the main stage, and there was like a crowd.
Do you have
of
a
people.
personal favorite?
Honestly, so what the biggest regret of me for WreckCon is that during the cosplay contest, I was at the ticketing desk checking people in. I was sitting there like trying to peek in at the cosplay. I was like, what's going on? What's
Look
going
at
on?
it.
And then like people would walk in and be like,
Well,
hi,
we
welcome to
recorded
WreckCon.
it.
Like,
We recorded it, right?
No.
No?
No, we never recorded it, man. That's
Next year.
There is a recording of it that we found a couple of like that night.
Yeah. People recorded, yeah, but we don't have like an official WreckCon recording of the cosplay contest.
Dang it.
Dang.
You'll just have to come next year.
No, that's crazy.
That's what it
but,
is.
Cosplay contest was crazy. One thing I do think we kind of dropped the ball on was a lot of the panels. So we had a lot of student panels being done.
Not just students, but yeah.
Oh, not
there
just
was,
students,
because
but,
there was like stuff like drones and stuff like that, like
there
just
was
from outside
stuff.
companies.
Some
but
organizations
there
and
were
stuff like
students
that,
that were doing their own.
But no, the attendance for that was much lower than we.
Yeah, well, honestly, did better than the Rage Room, I'd have to say.
Yeah, honestly, did better than the Rage Room.
Yeah,
This is
the
true.
Rage Room, at the end of the day, not worth.
Exactly.
Definitely
But,
wasn't.
No.
I just really wish we could I wish we could have gone back in time and been like, hey, focus on other things.
Yeah.
Also, it was like a fire hazard at the con itself. We had to move it. So it's just, no matter where it is, it's a fire hazard. So we might as well just light the thing on fire.
That's true.
Yeah.
Honestly. But we had a lot of talented panelists.
Oh, yeah.
Come in day of.
Oh, yeah. There was
crazy,
concerts.
I know. They were so good.
There was two, I think.
I came
They were back to
there
back.
were a bunch. Like I came to a few.
Sometimes
that
the
were
panel rooms were
crazy,
just like slapped full
Yeah,
of
we
people.
had
And I was like, wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I was running all around the convention, but there was some in there. I was just like, wow, that looks really interesting.
And like the thing was, we kind of dropped the ball on that because we had a lot of talented.
Well, we
panelists
did. This is our first convention,
Exactly,
first
yeah.
off, so
So-
we don't really know the exact what needs to be there.
Exactly.
What advertising do we need to do for this? Because we're all new at this.
Yeah, we barely advertised, and it was.
No
really
one's done a convention
it was
before
Really
for
something we should have
WreckCon.
thought about.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's such hindsight now going into next year. What I can promise you is we'll at least have experience, and it will be better planned in terms of spacing and in terms of logistics. and
Yeah,
how
just like
things
the
are.
timetable,
Because there was a lot of good
Yeah.
insight that we got back after we had finished WreckCon. It was like, you release that form and then you get surveys from people and hey, it would be really good if there would be a brochure map. And we're like,
Exactly,
we didn't
yeah.
even think
Why-
of that.
why are we even thinking about
We
it?
didn't even think of that. That wasn't even a
And
thought in our minds.
a lot of the times we would schedule panels alongside something at the main stage.
Yeah, and we didn't think of that
and
either.
nobody's gonna come. If there's something crazy going on.
Yeah,
on
if
the main
somebody
stage,
wants to go to a panel and also wants to see things on the main stage, then that sucks for them.
I mean, there's always drawbacks you're gonna have to make.
Yeah.
But I really.
But
think
we didn't know.
Yeah,
That was the whole
We
thing.
didn't. We really stepped on a lot of people's toes to just get around.
We just wanted to make a convention.
Yeah.
But overall, great
did-
success.
yeah, great success,
Good
but,
success. Overall,
No, there definitely
great
some
feedback.
Yeah.
I really personally haven't heard anything along the lines of, man, RecCon sucked or anything.
Yeah, I don't think we've had, even from the vendors, which
Oh, no, the vendors loved it. In
vendors-
fact, they might have loved it more than the attendees did.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
We had
from what I was
some of the
talking
vendors
about.
was think about it. We're giving free vendor space.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're a vendor, apply, please.
please.
Recon-
Please apply.
Recon.com,
Hit the website.
Form is on the website. Apply to be a vendor. Free tabling space. It's crazy because
Yeah.
we had a bunch of vendors straight up.
And I
sold
think
out.
going into next year, we do want more vendors.
No, we definitely do.
Yeah, because we were like, man, we kind of didn't have a lot of vendors. So yeah, definitely, even if you don't think you'll get it, dude, still apply. It takes
Apply.
no
We're-
time.
we're-
and we'll ask you everything you need to know and we'll get you situated.
it's crazy,
We
yeah.
just,
And you get free food.
And free food.
Free food, a free T-shirt.
Free t-shirt.
attendance.
There's a lot of free things that come with
a lot of free
volunteering at RecCon, being a part of RecCon, or just, being a vendor at RecCon. Just being involved with RecCon gets you free stuff, including free tickets.
Free tickets.
Free tickets.
Free tickets to WreckCon, which is something that everybody gets.
Yeah.
But specifically, if you're a vendor, also
free tickets to get in.
Yeah, free tickets.
Yeah, if you want to come see WreckCon while you're a vendor, go ahead.
It's crazy how.
I wonder if people are like at all curious of how the heck are they like doing this and they're keeping it free. Because like that would be like a thought in my mind compared to last year.
You know, I really didn't work with finance while I was on WreckCon.
Oh, do you really not have any idea how that works?
No, I have some idea.
Oh, do you want me to explain?
Yeah, man, go ahead. Throw some stuff out there.
So there's this cool thing called Parents Fund, which is a Georgia Tech organization of, I believe, alumni and parents of students that kind of like throw money at cool projects students are doing. You know, so you apply to them and you're like, hey, I want to make a convention. And they're like, cool, here's $10,000. So you can't do that every year. So we're looking at other options for this year, but there are options to finance. Yeah. And I mean, that's kind of like, that's how I basically got involved too with WreckCon, like I already said. So just making sure that, you know, we have funding. That's like the big thing. We were scrambling for that last year and we almost got denied it and we almost had to pay for the entire exhibition hall space. That's another thing. Since we're not taking money at the convention, we don't have to pay for that space.
That's true. A lot of the stuff we get straight for free. It's crazy.
Yeah, so we take advantage of that, which is a little worrying though, because when you think of future years and you think about the potential turnout, I mean, we could get into like 2K territory this year, like very well into this year.
And literally the exhibition hall, which is where where we're running the
Georgia Tech exhibition hall.
It has a cap of 2,000 people.
So
that's a little,
we're a little worried about that. We'll do some logistics to see like, how many people we can expect. But what I'm thinking is we kind of like do panels in the instructional center if we can do it.
Exactly, yeah.
And then, we start just spreading out along campus.
We have a lot of different ideas.
There's a lot of ideas.
If you have any ideas, drop them in the comments below the suggestions box.
What do you want from WreckCon?
What do you want from WreckCon?
Yeah.
Or fill out the feedback form we have on the website.
Oh yeah.
That's
if you went to WreckCon or heard about it through a friend,
and you have some, even if you didn't go and you still have extremely strong opinions.
We'll hear all of them.
Yeah,
even
we'll
the ones
hear
we
every
don't
single
agree
one.
with.
Don't worry. We have like a weekly book club of WreckCon feedback. Where we we sit in a circle around a fire and like I pull up the forum and like I start reading them and like
he does it in like a historic
old
accent.
accent.
He pulls out the scroll.
Yes, WreckCon sucked ass.
That's it.
But no, we really do read all the feedback.
We do read it.
Yeah, there was a lot of great feedback. One of the biggest pieces of feedback that I thought was really funny was that apparently people didn't even know that WreckCon was 2 days. It was hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
So they showed up for one day and they're like, cool.
WreckCon had Saturday and Sunday, right? And we had a ton of people come to Saturday.
We advertised pretty hard that it was a 2-day convention.
Dude, it was crazy because like we had a ton of people come on Saturday and literally like maybe like half a quarter people come on like
It was 800 and no, sorry, I'm saying that wrong. It was 700 and then 500. That's
really?
Yeah, it was 700, 500. So it was pretty even. Yeah.
I don't remember, but I know that I saw this multiple times on the feedback forum that like oh man, I didn't even know that WreckCon was on Sunday. We were like, oh shit, what? Like,
wait, we released the feedback form on Sunday, so how did it?
Well, because we also put in the Discord server and we sent emails out.
I was like,
wait
a minute. How did they get this form?
No. We sent it out because most of the people weren't there on Sunday.
Yeah, they were there for the cosplay contest. I think that was the big turnout.
No,
and then Smash was supposed to bring it up on Sunday, and it really did.
There were a good amount of people on Sunday.
We had and I really apologize if I'm saying this wrong, but I think we had, I believe they said it was like the 32nd best player in Smash show up to our tournament in the world.
I was also ticketing during the
Smash
I was like,
tournament. Okay.
No, I wasn't ticketing with the Smash tournament. I was backstage working with the absolute hell that was the AV.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Reed, who's
behind the camera.
Who's behind the camera. He is an AV god. He saved us day of.
Set all this up too.
Yeah, set all this up too. We would have died if not for him.
Reed really did come in, and he sacrificed his monitor on top of it.
Yeah, he did. He literally, not even his monitor, dude. He brought his computer in. Like he had his computer.
He had his whole
connected
desktop.
to the
He
desktop.
brought
It
his
was
desktop
so dumb,
to the
dude.
AV.
It was, and
Because
we
you're
were
like, there's not enough processing power in that thing.
In between every game, we were like scrambling to set everything up, and like it was, oh my god, it was.
The
terrible.
one fumble I wish we didn't mess up is recording the thank you after. Because that didn't get recorded. I mean, it got streamed and got visually recorded, but there's no audio coming through, unfortunately. So had to have been there, I guess.
You learn every day. You know, you don't learn every day. You
I
learn
don't.
one time.
No, I
at
don't
WreckCon.
learn. I don't learn every day.
Okay, he doesn't learn every day, but I learn every day. And the one day, I mean RecCon.
Azeez, get over ask, who on staff, could be anyone, volunteer, vendor, executives, reps, did you guys fear the most during RecCon, and why?
Fear the most?
Yes.
Out of all the staff vendors, the freaking cops, dude. Those things I couldn't read.
What's up, everybody? I'm back.
That's a weirdly good question. What is yours?
So
it's not the cops.
The question is, who do we
fear the most out of staff, vendors, or guests included on that one?
There weren't really a lot of fear. You know, what's crazy is that, I feel like a very stereotypical answer would be like, oh, the police, like, oh.
No, I didn't actually mean
dude,
that.
The police were some of the nicest people.
Oh yeah, they were
that
real.
You will ever. It was unbelievable how chill the police were. Literally, so Sunday morning, right? I was walking to RecCon. I was trying to get everything set up. Policeman, right? He was like, doing security for RecCon the day before. He literally is like on his golf cart. He drives up to me next to on the side. We're like, hey, you were at RecCon, right? He's like, yeah, man. And he's like, hop in the back. Yeah. And I hop in the back, and he drives me to the X-Hall.
I see him all the time, and they're like, hey, you want to ride? And I'm like,
yeah, it was crazy, dude.
They recognize me because I talk to them so much.
There's the nicest people.
Speaking of the cops, I should talk about how we confiscated real swords at our convention. This is a public announcement. Do not bring
swords
weapons.
to RecCon.
No, don't bring any
Please do not bring
weapons
your swords
to
to
RecCon. I will come out of nowhere and take them. I swear. Because, all right, here's what happens. And here's the funny thing. They were all Demon Slayer cosplays. So I know how to eyeball you, and I know how to pick you out.
Dude, he's literally profiling, bro.
Yeah,
he knows.
I'm sorry. If you're a
He
Demon
sees
Slayer
you from,
cosplayer,
like,
I'm going to need to...
room and, like, it's like a little visor, like, on his eye.
I'm gonna need to take a look at that sword. Sorry.
Like, it's like he's wearing, like, a visor, and, like, you pop up, you're, like, highlighted in his video. He's, like Demon Slayer cosplay detective.
I lock on.
Yeah, he locks on, he runs towards you, and, like, he grabs your sword. But please, dude, we're free convention, bro. Do not bring
weapons. There are cops. They'll shoot you.
Oh, people I'm scared of.
People I'm
Angel
scared of.
Cabrera. I think he's a scary guy.
He is actually terrifying.
I love you. Please do not expel me.
Expel him.
I love.
You should hear the things he talks about when you're not here.
When we're not on
when
camera.
we're not on camera.
Oh man.
Do the things he'll say about you.
No. But on
no,
camera,
please.
I love Georgia Tech. Favorite best school.
Best of school.
Best
of school.
No,
Good school. We go to a smart school.
We do go to a smart school. But
we don't act like it.
Yeah, I really was scared. I'm not scared of, this isn't me being, I'm really diverging from the question. I'm not answering the question.
I don't know. I honestly, I'm not scared of that. I will say, the thing I was scared about is us putting in all that work and getting nothing out of it. Because I know so many people who poured in so much time. So it's more like I'm scared of a concept more than anybody there. I'm scared of this not panning out.
We're getting deep, bro.
We're all scared of failure,
We're
right?
all scared of death, man. And this is just an extension of that.
That's why I'll live for 500. But I'll put my brain in a jar before I die.
Dude, you ever seen those companies that cryogenically freeze your body?
That doesn't work, I don't think.
And the science is not there.
It's
not there yet.
No.
It's really not there.
I don't think it ever will be. I think we'll blow each other up before that happens.
Oh, I think we'll blow each up
some alien species. Yeah. Oh man, what a preserved specimen. Too bad they froze each other. They should have just done this.
But talking about death.
Okay, it's not a person, but I'm afraid of the entity of people that put in so much work to get nothing out of it.
Dude, that's just like a piss out answer.
I know it is, but
name some names.
All right.
Bro. I'm scared of
Bruh. I feel like we could get in some trouble with this question. I feel like this is how you stir up some beef.
So during the Smash tournament, I think we talked about the Smash tournament already.
I don't know.
But we had AV going on, right? Dude, Reed was scary, bro. Like, so okay. So
Reed's in the room. Right yeah, we talk bad about Reed because he's here.
Reed, no, I'm not talking about him, dude. But like, dude.
The look in his eyes as he was doing things.
Because the AV was like, oh my god.
Honestly, Smarrin was the scariest person.
Like, he was pretty scary.
Yeah, actually.
But
he gave me anxiety, just his mere presence.
But Reed was like he would get into his zone, and then because like dude, the AV was like if you could have seen behind that curtain.
I was behind there. I didn't understand any of it because I'm not at all.
I'm supposed to be like the chief officer of tech, dude. I didn't understand.
He's gonna take your job.
Yeah, I didn't understand anything over there.
Reed's like.
Good
job, Reed.
No, Reed is a very talented individual.
Did you see his application?
His application?
Yeah, to WreckCon. He applied.
Oh, yeah.
He applied through an email, and he
That's
gave
true.
references via YouTube video.
I remember this. I saw
Amazing.
this. I did see this. He's very talented.
Reed, you can't make that up. That is probably the best
crazy.
application we've gotten to WreckCon.
It's literally making it up because like I did it.
No one's ever done like a resume review like that. I'm gonna be real. I think you leaked your resume.
We should do WreckCon like officer resume reviews. Like we should pull up all the resumes of everybody.
Mine's gonna be so bad.
Pull up,
I just show up to work. I just do things. I talk to people. That's all I do.
Sell yourself.
No.
No. We still haven't answered the question, dude.
I'm not.
No, we answered the question.
There's a lot of answers there. Take your favorite.
Yeah,
that's where we'll leave that one. Does Allison have any other questions? Or was that the one?
Angel Cabrera. That's an answer. You have
Smarrin.
The idea of death.
The idea of failure.
Smarrin, Angel Cabrera.
And then the cops.
The Senate. Trey, I have a question to you.
What's up?
So we're all students here at WreckCon.
Unfortunately.
We're all students. You know, WreckCon will hopefully forever be student run. Once I graduate, I'm out of here. I am
What
leaving.
year are you for context?
I'm gonna be a junior in the fall.
So you're a rising junior.
So I've got 2 more years working on WreckCon.
I'm a rising senior, but I'll probably be a 5th year.
So me and him both got 2 more years working on WreckCon.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
I don't know what's gonna happen during that exchange of power, but yeah. Anyway, what's your question?
So I want to say, as students working on WreckCon, and maybe we have some, potential volunteers. Tell me about what it's like balancing the responsibilities of, running a con for the first time.
Well, honestly,
and then being a student, and then like literally trying to graduate from college. Because I think a lot of us.
That's a good question.
A lot of us at WreckCon can speak to a lot of the same experiences.
I would say,
what's so funny?
What's up?
So I think we already mentioned Gavin Verhey, lead designer for Magic. We had him as guest, nicest guy alive. But we were like talking outside of WreckCon, and we mentioned to him that like, oh man, like, some of our grades have suffered because of WreckCon.
Yeah.
Like literally some of our grades have suffered.
Some of us decided to take an L.
You know what Gavin says to us? He says, I think that like WreckCon is more important than like, grades in a class will ever be.
Honestly, I would hard agree with him.
Okay, he's right, but also I'm trying to graduate. He's such a nice guy, and he's right though.
But think about it. If you hadn't done WreckCon, okay, hold on. Let me back up here. So, WreckCon for me, really kind of opened up my eyes to what you can do here at Tech. Mm-hmm. Or just in general about other colleges and stuff like that. So also, oh my God, the social group that you get together to do this too. I know so many people. I
know,
straight through
WreckCon.
WreckCon.
Our buds now.
Exactly. Exactly.
Read behind the camera. I've met so many crazy people through WreckCon.
Yeah. I am an officer for
SGA.
And
I'm an officer for D&D Club.
So we can kind of relate in terms of workload. Yeah. So I would say
that... And what's your major like?
Aerospace engineering.
Yes. So that's a hard major. I'm physics.
Okay, so we're in the same ballpark.
Yeah, we're definitely not,
How many credit hours are you taking?
During the WreckCon, I took 15 credit hours.
Okay, see, that's where
and then I was also working...
I always aim for 12. Barely full time, but it works.
But...
So I would say that, you know, like, I think classes are important. It's definitely important to keep up your grades.
Oh man, that makes it sound like you're about to say like.
No, I'm not. But it kind of is set up like that now that I think about it. But case in point, I think that WreckCon is one of those things. Like, it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. You either get in and you regret it for the rest of your life. Like, why didn't I become part of this thing that can like outlive you? Like, that's the best way I can.
Exactly.
Like, you can have such a big impact on such a ginormous
so many amount
of people, and you can just create a lot more from that versus maybe staying up for 8 hours because you need to do this midterm or you need to study for this midterm. And there have been grades that I was like, I kind of value WreckCon more than this.
Exactly.
And that's where I stand with that. Now, did I do terrible in my classes? No.
Yeah, no. I still, you know, I got all A's still.
Well, I can't say the same. I mean, I got all A's and there was like 1 C. Thanks, aerodynamics. But
no, I mean, we're not like.
To be fair, the cutoff for an A was like 60 or up. So like that class was rigged from the start. Yeah. But
I mean, you know, I think everybody at WreckCon none of us are.
Nobody regrets
students.
it. Nobody regrets it.
And none of us, I don't think anybody.
That's like the big takeaway is everyone is glad to be here.
And you might argue something like, you know, hey, the people that might work on WreckCon, obviously it won't be the people that would regret this sort of thing. Like,
obviously.
Won't be the people that
obviously.
Would, you know,
but
like,
I mean, even like if you just want to help out with volunteering and stuff like that, even they were like, yeah, this is huge. This is awesome. Like, you don't have to be an officer.
Because it's so,
you can just do other things.
And I think this, like us talking about, you know, us not regretting the grades really strikes to the heart of, I think, what something that WreckCon is about, is that, like, I think that, because even as a Georgia Tech student, like, we think of Georgia Tech students, I think of a lot of Georgia Tech students as, like, literally, like, man, I have to get like a 4.0.
Yeah.
The personality is like, oh man, I have to, you know,
I
have the best GPA.
My grades are the most important. And like, honestly, after being part of WreckCon, that's not the case. Not everyone thinks like that.
Yeah. Like, sure, there are plenty of students at Georgia Tech.
But then you think about
literally are just trying to like graduate with like a good GPA and get out of here.
But then you think of people like Jeremy who are like, yeah, I definitely did not study for my test because I was doing financing. Exactly,
like Jeremy.
And he was getting like 40s. He was cranking 40s on tests, and we're like, Jeremy, go study. We told him to do that.
Like, it's so crazy because like I think that WreckCon, what it means for a lot of students is like, I think it's because Georgia Tech also, I think, is, at least for a lot of people I know, is a very competitive environment.
Yeah.
Like you're thinking of, there's so many CS
It's stressful
here,
too.
And there's only so many, you know, lab positions. There's only so many internships. You can feel like, you know,
DTRI,
like every accomplishment that you have is like, you know, there's always somebody in the school that's like
better than you.
A
something
billion.
Like that.
But like, I think WreckCon is like, you know, the antithesis of that kind of. It's like, you know, I feel like it's just.
I can see it. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But it's not all about grades at WreckCon. It's about like, you know, you can do as much as you want to do with this, and that's really the kind of core idea. Is you know, grades are important, but you can also do things that you want to do at college, and that's like the big takeaway. You can have such a big impact if you can bring like a group of people together to make something like WreckCon. And I mean, I really didn't understand that when I was first getting into it, and now after it's happened, I was like, wow, we actually pulled it off. We did a convention. I can say that I did that during college. And people, like, when you look down the line, and I'm thinking about this, you know, in the future, I'm like, yeah, I threw a convention. And people are like, what?
Yeah, and like, it's so crazy to imagine.
Like, you can't, like, you can say that. You can honestly say that. And that's like the weirdest thing.
God forbid WreckCon dies out in like 7 years.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, I don't think it will.
I'll bring it back.
If we're, we'll come back. And
I'll come back with my salary. I'll be like, here's $10,000. Keep
roll into tech when I'm like 30 years old, and like, we'll bring it back.
Yeah.
But it's
let's
crazy
get the gang back together.
Yeah, it's crazy. The original WreckCon team. Like, let's get the gang back.
One more heist.
We're all like 40 years together.
Oh my God.
But no, I imagine like coming back here in a few years and seeing like WreckCon grow and being like, yeah, I was here, man. I was here. I was day one. I was here. But yeah, it really can seem, because honestly, like, it's so crazy that like behind the scenes, WreckCon is like literally just like a bunch of students, a bunch of friends, just like doing what they can.
Yeah.
To be honest, like there is no like
doing what they can is probably the best way I've heard someone
like,
frame WreckCon.
There really is. It is so like hodgepodge. Like
there's
let's do this, guys.
Organization.
Like
organization-wise, I mean, we need it, but we're doing better this year, I would say. Like comparatively to last year, there was none, and that's when I came in. I made it a lot more organized. I mean, it wasn't, but I made it more.
No, it really is. Like we are so, and I think this is part of the reason why one of the core tenets of WreckCon, I think for us, is to keep it free forever.
Oh yeah, keep it free forever.
Keep it free forever.
That is the.
And I think part of this is that we're literally just a bunch of students like throwing.
We're not trying to make money. We're not trying to walk away with this with anything. We're trying to make a moment in time that everyone kind of benefits from, regardless of the countless amount of hours of struggle it took to put that together. But honestly, the payoff.
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. You can't even, like when we were there, like the day before, the amount of, I've never had that much anxiety of like failure, of like, oh my gosh, what if this isn't, like people risk their grades on this, like people were like, I want to put time into WreckCon. And while that's their own choice, I would feel really bad if they did that and then nothing happened. I mean, where else are we? I mean, we can only talk about WreckCon for so long. I mean, we can talk about WreckCon for a while. We did run the convention, but
I love WreckCon.
I love WreckCon. If there's one takeaway from this episode, I think it's obvious that we all love WreckCon.
Everybody loves WreckCon.
Yeah. Even though it may cause them academic pain sometimes, but that is self-inflicted. Yeah. We don't endorse that though.
Well,
Whoa. Do not endorse that.
Come down to WreckCon. You'll have a grand old time. 2024. That is next year.
That's such a weird year.
2024.
I keep wanting to say 2023, but no, that was this year. So 2024, I think February 25th.
No, it's in March, dude.
It's not in March.
Yes, it is, dude. I bet it's
I've told so many people wrong.
Okay, I actually don't think we have a set date yet.
I'm pretty sure we do.
Let's not go around.
Pretty sure we do.
Let's
have an unofficial date.
Check the description for the actual date.
We have an unofficial date.
Look at our website.
And I got yelled at. So
okay, we have an unofficial date that is not official, everybody.
It's somewhere February 24th or March something.
Okay, March something.
That time frame.
Come to WreckCon. Have
late
a grand
February,
old
early
time.
March.
Free tickets.
Could you need free tickets, guys?
Free tickets. Drop on by. It's only one day next year.
One day next year.
Drop on by on a Saturday.
Long time though. So you can do everything you want to do at the con. It'll be one day. You won't miss
anything.
anything.
Come in cosplay or don't come in cosplay. Whatever you do, don't bring any weapons.
Come in frog costumes and don't hide the swords
our
in
mascot,
the frog costume.
His name is Rivet. He is a frog, the best man alive. His name is Rivet.
I did come up with the frog idea for a mascot and his name, so it worked out well. But anyway, I think that's about it. I think we can wrap this one up.
Yeah.
So
thank you for listening.
Absolutely, I'm sure this was a cluster, but thank you for letting us invade your ears for a couple of minutes. Not a couple.
Come to WreckCon.
Come to WreckCon. Main takeaway.
We'll
see y'all.
Have a good
Peace out.
Peace out.
Okay. Bye.